Welcome to episode 183 of the Break 80 podcast. I can't wait to wrap up the 89th edition of the Tradition Unlike Any Other. Joining me this Sunday evening is Top 100 Tim, Short-Sighted Mike, and fellas, when we talked Friday night after our kind of halfway recap, we had this strong feeling that Rory would be putting on this second green jacket, but I'm not sure that we would have thought that he would have done it the way that he did. We had three different guys tied for the lead in the last round. We had Rory. He was down by 3 shots at one point, and he came back from that. Incredible stuff, really. And it actually started all on Saturday, but we'll get to all that. Welcome, fellas. How are we?
I mean, Roars never disappoints. He always makes it interesting. Always.
Who would have thought? I mean, things looked bad. An early double, never a good sign. Never a good sign. But as we know, the best players can make early doubles and still pull out the W.
Well, it actually started on Saturday. It looked bad, right? I mean,
Saturday early double Saturday. That's when the early double was Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Earlier this final round too.
Yeah.
I mean, that early double.
Because he had one really early Saturday that got him on going bad.
And he did that last year. You almost wonder if he just kind of gets it out of his system, and then just kind of refocuses or something. I mean, Saturday was its own entity. Obviously, more recency. We're going to be thinking a lot about this final round, but Saturday had a lot of stuff go on to kind of get it to where it was at today. That actually made it somewhat fun to track and watch.
Yeah, but it did actually kind of turn out just like we said, right? Rory ended up shooting even par on Saturday and Sunday, and nobody else could just quite catch him. Even with all those low rounds on Saturday, everybody was firing. He still shot even par for the weekend and squeaked her out by a shot.
It just seemed like everyone hit neutral there during the center of the final round.
Other than Scotty.
Scotty refused to go at pins.
And
he wasn't playing aggressive. He still did his calculated thing. And then Rose kind of fell off the wagon after holding the lead all so briefly. I mean, just glimpses of last year's tournament. Even coming down to number 18, where what does Rory have to do? Hit the big high hook around some trees.
I wonder, have you ever thought about 18? Like, all he had to do is bogey. Why didn't he hit long iron or 3-wood off the tee? Just get it up there, get the next one short of the green, get it on, and 2-putt, get out of there.
Yeah, I think that's his best weapon.
But if you ever notice, all those guys under pressure hit driver on 18 all the time. It must be something about the hole that TV doesn't really show you. You can't really tell on TV or something.
Remember that the 3-woods and some, especially 3-wood, that kind of has a little bit more rate of a ball.
Yeah, like. Just frozen, but
sorry, I got that alley, but that alley in 18, Mike, makes it hard for a 3-wood.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, with a 1-stroke lead, for sure, driver, because you got to make a putt. But when you have a 2-stroke lead, you could literally hit long iron, like into the bunker, like he did the way it played it anyway, or in front, get it on and 2-putt, and you still win. Like, the only thing you can lose there is this total disaster, like what almost happened where he hit his tee shot.
That was particularly wide right too. I think he
actually worked out better than it was wide right.
Bailed him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way I think in most cases, the only way you're truly going to make double is if you really screw up something short game or you get stymied in the trees where you don't have a legit punch out shot. So I don't think there's any other way. We saw Bryson make triple because it was just a short game issue. And I think doubling the last hole it has to lead to one of those two things. So yeah, but Mike, sometimes you think about it too, like driver puts you up far enough, like to potentially have an easier chip out or a shorter, spot to the green.
But like iron, he's not 3-wood or iron. He's not going to probably hit it in the woods. It's pretty wide.
I think the iron might not kind of get him far enough to even be able to go at the. You know what I mean? The iron.
He didn't need to get to the green in 2. All he had to do was get it up around the green and then get the next one in the middle of that swell, and he's got it 1. He didn't have to, like, bogey wins the tournament, not par. So all he had to do was
that suspense too. That suspense on those approach shots, because the cameraman had no idea where they went. We were left clueless watching our TV sets as they wandered up the fairway to go find their respective golf balls.
Yeah.
We
I
had
mean,
no
there's
idea if
probably
Rory had
something.
even gotten out of the trees completely.
I'm sure it has to do with the 18, the fairway being so pitched like a wall, because if you think about it, like he had on 17, which is one of the harder tee shots for those guys. He hit the little like low stinger cut that he's been working on, the little knockdown that he's hit this year. So I'm guessing he couldn't do that on 18 either, just to get it in the fairway, because the fairway is so steep. You just hit it and it'll stop and probably roll backwards if you hit that one there. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting. It was interesting. Made it compelling as always.
Well, Rory has 5 majors now. He's won 2 of the last 5. Fourth player to go back.
Six majors.
6 majors. Yeah, his 6 majors. He has fourth player to go back to back. Tiger, Jack, Nick Faldo. I think from what I've watched the last couple of years, I feel like Rory kind of has a blueprint now, right? Pound it down there. Get close enough to the green. He didn't actually, if you look at data golf, he didn't actually dominate any category whatsoever. He was just
scrambling.
Okay.
Scrambling won him this Masters.
Scramble won this Masters, but even that, he wasn't super high in strokes gained around the greens. It's just that he did everything well enough, and I think that's kind of what we get to in this tournament. There's no the recipe of winning it. I feel like Scotty kind of has that blueprint too. Like, think about Scotty. He didn't make a bogey the entire weekend as well, but he also wasn't, just lighting up the golf course at times. So it's like one of these things where the blueprint to win the Masters really is out there. And I think only a few guys really have it figured out, to be honest.
Yeah. Scotty, by the way, first time in recorded history, since they've been keeping track of stats since like the 1940s, where a player went the entire weekend with no bogey at Augusta. No, it hasn't happened in like 80 years.
Yeah, just incredible. On the Rory side, though, regarding his short game, in his post-round presser, he did say, as he gave grades, driving B-, irons not there, somewhere in the C's average, but his chipping and putting this week he gave an A+.
Yeah, really good. Although I will say this though, when he needed to today, he drove it pretty damn well. Other than 15 and 18, he hit the ball off the tee better than he had, way better than yesterday, and better than really he had other days he went low even. He hit way more fairways because, like we said on Friday night, he was 90th out of 91 golfers in driving accuracy the first 2 rounds when he shot those low scores because of his wedge game. But today, other than a couple holes, he kept it in play. He got in good positions.
What do you think
on 12 was a big one?
What do you, when you think about the moment today that put the stamp on it, it has to be his shot on 12.
I think so. The birdie on 12 was a big game changer.
I mean, there was nobody, and we saw the graphic there, like he was the closest there. Nobody was really. They were trying to do the Tiger theory, put it right over the bunker, middle of the green, take your par and get out of there. And then Rory kind of puts one to the right side of the bunker and it funnels down there. And that had to be the shot of, in my opinion, the day and probably of the tournament.
And it was actually probably shots of the day, good and bad. Great for Rory. Probably was what started, I guess for Rose, the hole before he kind of on 11, he kind of screwed that up too. But that flub chip on 12, even though he made a bogey, was the beginning of the end there. The train wreck just kind of kept going for a few more holes after that for him.
Yeah, we'll get to Rosie because I'm a big Rose guy. But
regarding the 12th hole too, it's Scotty only a couple back at the end of the day, but never stepped up on any of those golf holes where you actually make a move against the field, right? He made his bogeys in the stereotypical places, 15 and 16 on the back, but refused to go after that pin again. Refused to go after a couple other pins or was in trees. Interesting gameplay. It seems like he didn't really want to go out and win it. Didn't want to.
Some of those are hard though. Like they asked Cam Young after the round about his approach, knowing he needed a birdie on 17, and he's like, well, because he hit it like 20 feet left. He hit a good shot, and he's like, well, what do you want us to do? If you hit it at that pin anywhere, a fraction right, it's running all the way off the green. You have to kind of be somewhat conservative to that pin. It's just such a tight little narrow area.
And I think at that moment too, it's hole 12, right? In the back of your head, you have 13, you have 15. I think 14 was in a spot you could make a birdie today. 17, nobody made a birdie. So, but there's an 18's hard. But And 16 had the fun kind of pin that we always see. So I think in his head, like he still has the firepower. He made plenty of eagles this week. I think you got to pick and choose. I think we've seen it happen, right? We've seen guys. There's guys behind him. Like he knows that they have to play 12. Like there could be a problem on 12. Like it's not at that point. I don't think it's going after the pin was the recipe. I think Scotty. They always say the word patience. We hear that every major tournament. We hear that almost every golf tournament, to be honest. And he had to show it. He had to show his restraint there, make his par, and then try to make hay on the other things. And he just didn't get off the tee well in the par fives.
But I think the par threes on the back kind of were the story, because Rory birdies 12, and then a bunch of guys birdied 16. Rory hits a bad tee shot on 16, and then he gets that great putt, kind of a little bit higher than where Tiger's chip was. But that putt he could have left on the top tier. It could have rolled, and he got it right down there like a foot to save par.
But was it as hard as they made it seem?
No, there's so much film on that spot.
I think under the circumstance, because if you're there now, you're only up 1 with 2 to play.
I mean, Rose was back there. I mean, Jason Day was back there. They all just put it within.
But none of them were leading at that point. If he makes bogey there, he's only up 1. That's a huge with his own self-proclaimed hardest tee shot on the golf course next. He's only up 1. He said that 17 gives him fits off the tee. So that was a humongous putt in the terms of things to keep him at 2 or the 2-shot lead with 2 to go. Humongous.
Speaking of 17, I'm just going to ask a question. Nobody birdied that hole. I feel like we've seen that pin before, and I can't quite. Is it so narrow front to back as to
super narrow? Yeah, super narrow.
You had to be super accurate on getting that thing close. I
super narrow, and the greens
imagine making a skin with the birdie at Augusta. I mean, that's
super narrow, and the greens are a little firmer, so you're going to bounce things off of that little area. So they all kind of try to. They all like Scheffler hit a good one. He kind of funneled it in, right? Yeah. That one time, kind of funnels to get within 15 feet.
Think about where Rory was. That didn't seem like a hard up and down at all. So they were all bailing left. Like it wasn't like I'm just curious on what was the risk of going at that pin. Is if you went long, was it hard to get back? I mean, I see if they missed right that wasn't easy. Maybe it was if you missed long, that probably is a problem.
It has to be, because the whole field was basically hitting it to the middle of the green and just trying to 2-putt. But Rory, it's the same spot he chipped in at on Friday.
So, but why was Rory then missing right there? Like
I don't think he tried to miss right. He just fanned it.
See, that's what I was just confused on. I was just like, guys, if this was as easy of up and down as he just proved it to be, that didn't seem hard at all.
Because in his position, you just hit it to the middle of the green and 2-putter par and go to the next. I think he just fanned it.
Okay, I was curious. That's
because Rose got up and down from over there too. Rose went over there too and got up and down.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, good on Roars. I mean, we talked about this on Friday. He actually got the jacket, his second one. We talked about now that he officially has it, the over/under being 3.5. Do you still go with what you? I'm
still going to go over.
Go over, Timmy.
Like,
I gotta stick to my guns. Go under.
It is a tough one. I don't know if he wins more than 4, but like, you think about it, and they talked about this on the golf. On live from afterwards, McGinley and Brandon and those guys. Golf has changed now. Look at Justin Rose. He's 46 years old and still playing great golf. Rory's got like 10 years here of, and they were talking about, do they think Rory's distance is going to go away? Well, they said eventually, but no time soon. He's hitting it just as far, if not farther than ever. He's in great physical shape. He doesn't play every week, so his body doesn't get beat up. I see a good, like, what do you think, 6 or 8 years, or he's got a chance to really make hay here in majors, especially at Augusta?
Yeah, I think especially at Augusta, where that course knowledge we saw it in Olazabal over his first round before a couple big numbers. If you know Augusta well, you can continue to play and be competitive for a long time. And Justin Rose has proven that. I mean, and I think second time in 2 years where he's nipping at the heels or had a portion of the lead.
And now he's validated it. So every time he goes out there, I think he's going to get a little, because you could tell the jitters were there still. 15, he damn near hit that wedge into the water. Like it was almost like last year. But I think every time he goes now, it's going to be a little more loose. And we all know that he plays great when he's loose, when he's just letting her rip.
Well, now he's got the pressure of winning First
First person ever. Yeah. So next year might be tough.
So now
Next year will be a lot of pressure. Be the first person ever to do that.
I
But
feel like there's always going to be something that.
And the thing is, like, he probably already is the greatest European golfer of all time. I know Harry Vardon's got 7. Harry Vardon's got 1 more, but Harry Vardon also played in an era where there weren't that many great, like Rory. If Rory ties Harry Vardon, then he's definitely the greatest player ever. He just passed Faldo. He's probably not the most important European player ever. That's probably Seve, but he's probably the best. He's probably the best European player of all time at this point.
Just passed Seve, right? Was Seve a 5?
He's passed Seve and Faldo. But I think Seve was more important in terms of really getting European golf on the map and everything with the Ryder Cup and all that. But I think he's the best European of all time, more than likely.
And you look at Seve, he's known for his short game. Well, Rory's going to be known for his driver and his length and his moxie. So they're both kind of their own unique people in that regard.
And I honestly, this could end up being for Rory, even though he kind of blew the big lead, it could be a real boost for his own ego or whatever you want to call it, because he just won that Masters without driving it. His main weapon, where he just obliterates people with the driver, he didn't hit it very well. He did not hit the driver very well at all this week, and he still won this thing with short game. All the things we thought he didn't have, he's proving that he has. I think his confidence level is going to should be sky high.
So does he pull another one major this year?
Maybe.
I mean, he's got 2 of the last 5. He's now turning all of a sudden the Masters guy. That's was for once upon a time.
Him and Scotty are going to always be there in these events. I think their talent level is so much better than most of their players. Like if they even play halfway decent, they're in the mix somewhere. I mean, Scotty was pretty bad on the first day, and he only lost by a shot.
Like I was listening to a radio station Saturday morning on my way to the golf course, and Trent Tucker was on there, a basketball player, and he was talking about the difference between a great player and a talented player. There's a lot of talented players. There's a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. But what separates the talent from the Rory and Scotty of the world? A lot of these guys can hit the ball far. They can, get up and down from weird spots. In golf, it's got to be just an ability to do it all well enough. In a moment when it's hard, when it could be tough moments, right? Because golf, there's no other psychologically as crunching of a. I mean, we watched Justin Rose today, just absolutely not know how to hit an iron shot all of a sudden when he got the lead. There's just nothing.
The other thing I think that Rory has really proven the last couple of years, and I think Scotty does this better than anybody, but Rory has shown, at least in the Masters, this ability that when things start out bad or a bad hole, to refocus himself and turn it around. Where some guys like Houghton or somebody, things start going bad, it's just a disaster. But I think those guys like Rory and Scotty, they can find a way to refocus themselves after bad holes or shots or whatever. Where I think some players let it linger too long, and it snowballs on them a little bit. Where those guys seem to kind of just throw it away and focus even harder.
Yeah, like Shane Lowry, another example of that, Mike. Just can't seem to find it when he needs it.
Fleetwood, a lot of times today, he just kind of fluttered around, didn't really do much. Yeah.
So, well, it was a fantastic Sunday. Let's talk about a couple guys. I think we can get a lot of data from this first major on what we saw, and maybe it'll give us a little prelude to what's to come for the golf season. And we did touch on Scotty a little bit. We talked about his bogey-free weekend. He had a lot of scrambling par putts today from 10, 12 feet that just he needed. What do we think? Scotty somehow scrapped together a great weekend. He went 7 under yesterday. He went, what did he have today? He was bogey-free. How many birdies did he end up making? And he didn't seem to really take advantage of any par 5. So it's like
1, 2, 4 under.
4 under par, no bogeys.
And didn't just eat the par 5s alive, right? So I think that's kind of what he was. He kind of got short with some what is it, Sobel, I think. You got Jason Sobel. You got
I was going to
Scheffler.
ask about this. I saw a few people chime in that on like social media. And I don't know if this is true or not, but a couple of them were golf people, saying that, yes, he's a good dude, but he can at times low key kind of be a dick. Like, I think, the proper way to probably ask that question was, did you leave any shots out? The classic, did you leave any shots out there? But like, he asked him essentially that same kind of question, and then Scotty kind of was a dick about it. I was a little bit upset about that. Like, just answer the question. You shot 65.
Yeah, I think they were asking him like, didn't take advantage of the par fives, and like what round could you have seen out there if you just kind of executed a little bit better? And he didn't. Yeah, he took that pretty personal.
He really did. It was kind of odd. Like, and yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was that crazy of a question. He just could have laughed and said 65 while he was pretty good. But yeah, I let a few go. But like, he was kind of a dick about it.
He's beginning to feel it, right? Coming into this tournament, it was the first time he'd been out of the top 10 for 3 consecutive starts. A lot of questions coming in about his own performance. And I think him with a very elevated expectation of himself. His goal obviously was to win, and I could see him coming off that course a little bit pissed at that exact fact. He left shots out there today. He missed a lot of putts. Granted, he made quite a few from distance for par.
This was after Saturday's round, though, when he shot 65.
Oh, that question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Saturday. Yeah, but also we know that the Masters puts a microphone in your face right after your round, and he might have been upset about he could have gone low. I think he's just a competitive guy that needs a minute to just
more than
like anybody else, right? Like you just put a microphone after you like if you put a microphone in front of Gino Oriema after he lost to South. What's he gonna say? He's gonna say dumb stuff because he hasn't got a chance to process.
And I agree.
The only one that should have the microphone right in front of them after they play is Frankie Fleetwood. Just a magician on the mic.
Well, he's the biggest winner of the whole tournament. Rory's second. Frankie wins the week. But you know what I just love? I love watching Scotty Scheffler have to hit a draw on a couple of those holes. It is like it's amazing. The best player we've seen in a long time looks like a weekend hacker. It's amazing watching his draw swing. It's funny as hell to me.
How does that not like go way awry? Like it just looks like he's almost
How does it not go like super low and really hard left?
Yeah, like it looks like it's a prototypical duck hook swing, and he just can't get it to quite turn over all the time. But yeah,
I think I got to start modeling my own draw after that swing.
We'll get to that.
It's bonkers golf swing. It's like a baseball swing almost. It's crazy.
But I think that tells you his ability to know where the club face is, right?
Yeah, he's got great hands. He's got great club face awareness.
Yeah, his hands are ridiculous. So, well, Scotty and Rory seem to be like, I think we coming into this the heavy favorite. Isn't this kind of a cool tournament in the fact that it's so predictable? You can kind of weed out so many people, and the fact that the cream rise to the top once again talks about this golf course and what it has an ability to do, and how fun it is to watch on a Sunday. With happening, it's just like there's just nothing that gets me going more, guys. I'm sorry, Mike. I know you're an Open Championship guy, but give me the Masters 10 out of 10.
It's great. I mean, it's great. Well, part of it is we haven't seen majors forever, so now we get one like every month the rest of the way here.
Well, and the golf course, right? It's not a new golf course every year. Like exactly.
For the Open, most people know most of those holes because those are some famous courses that are played. There's only about 6 or 8 courses in the Rota now. But I also love how did you see on 12 before Rose flubbed the chip that they got a guy standing there with a leaf blower in case there's any because leaves that fall down. So he called him down. He's blowing the green off before he chips his chip or whatever.
Yep, no stone off unturned.
Couple other oddity stories. Have to talk about Hao Tong Lee at 13.
He had 2 horrible holes.
Makes a 10, pulls it. He's left. He hits something. He goes even further left into the Magnolias. He doesn't get the first one out. He gets the second attempt out. He puts it into the water. Amazing. And at the very end, I don't know if you guys saw this. You had to actually go onto the app and watch his hole to see his shots. Big fist pump. Double hands in the air just to be happy.
Hao Tong's a great dude. Like you think about. I mean, people, I think we're forgetting he made a 10 on 13. He also made a 6 on 12. He took 16 strokes in 2 holes back to
Amen,
back,
corner.
and he's still having a good time. But like, probably the gutsiest move of the week by him was he was talking about how he was up shitting all night. Did you see that? The one night we had like diarrhea. And then the next day he showed up in all white pants, white everything. That's, you talk about ballsy right there. That's just ballsy behavior.
I texted you guys, like I said, this should be a comfortable pairing for Scotty. He had
Yeah,
Hao
they get
Tong in the
along.
Open Championship
They get along.
last year, and I thought, and Scotty had a good round. Probably could have been a little bit lower, maybe, but yeah, I thought this could be a good thing for Scotty. Clearly, not a good thing for Hao Tong.
Let's mention who didn't have a good round. And it started on the second hole. Well, it started on the first with a small temper tantrum right in front of all the patrons, in front of the starters.
What a
but
tool
Sergio
bag.
Garcia, my God. You're one of the first groups out. You hit a ball a little bit right off of the second tee box, and then you proceed to make one giant divot, then smash your driver, break the shaft on the side of a cooler, and then get reprimanded as you're walking down the fairway.
Kick him off the tour, Doug. They should kick him off. Like, think about it.
He's a loser.
There is no rule in the Masters playbook or Augusta National that says just because you've won a green jacket, they have to invite you back. Like they could easily reprimand him and say, you're done. You're not coming back because you're freaking being a baby, just a baby.
Yeah, it's too bad the fact that he gets to come back every year because he has one. It just sucks.
But like, here's the thing with that. Like, I don't understand. I guess I do understand. All these guys think they can win, right? And he's playing bad. But what has he done in the last few years to show any form that he has a chance to win this thing? Nothing.
He was quite honest in interviews following his round. Someone just asked him, "What do you think of today?" "Oh, I played bad." "Okay, why did you play bad?" "I hit bad shots." "All right, how was club selection after you broke your driver?" "That was pretty easy. I only had one option. I knew it was going to be 3-wood." So a little bit of a decent humor from Sergio. He didn't go into exactly what was said to him walking down that fairway, how he was reprimanded by Augusta. I would be curious to see.
Hey, if they say money isn't happiness, he's got all the money in the world. The guy looks miserable.
You'd think he could look better too. His fashion continues to be atrocious. I had to look up. I don't know if you guys saw his putter, but it's like 100% carbon fiber. It was the ugliest thing I've seen.
What brand is it?
His golf something like that. It is a independent putter brand that he signed off on. It's made out of carbon fiber. It was the ugliest thing I saw rolling the ball.
Oh, he's wearing some ugly things in the past, but
yeah, I didn't even know Noble had golf spikes. They're spikeless. Had to look that up. And as always, the Fireball attire. Come on, man.
Mike, let's pass the ball to you. Sorry, I was just saying, let's go ahead, finish it, and then we'll have you pass. We'll pass the ball to you on who you want to talk about next.
I was just going to say all the live guys are kind of switching up shoes, and Dustin Johnson's got Under Armours now, like Spieth. So I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah. Well, okay. Tyrrell Hatton played great again. With nothing really to talk about, just a good player, right? We don't want to talk about Russell Henley. Nobody wanted to see him win.
Hold on. He did not close his mouth the entire round.
Who, Tyrrell?
No, Russell.
Henley when he's hitting shots.
Wide open after every shot.
Well, thankfully,
probably flew in there.
Thankfully for everybody that they're so low and don't go anywhere, they hit the ground a lot sooner than everybody else's. So,
but let's talk about for a second about Russ Henley. The fact that he's contending in this with a low ball flight, with not being very long off the tee, with all these deficiencies that you would think Russell Henley has, the fact that he's in that thing. I mean, you look at the guy; he looks like he weighs $140. I mean, he's out there just. He's got that kind of a weird little iron swing.
Yeah.
But the fact that he
doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah. And
hits in the middle.
That's the blueprint.
Yeah. And I think there's probably something to be said. Like we've all played Augusta on Sims and whatever. It was very firm. So that helped him to get a little more distance out there. And you can catch a few slopes, so it goes farther than normal. But he's a very consistent, steady player. Just nobody wants him to win because he's boring.
No, I did not want him to put the green jacket. I can tell you that right now.
And we've already talked about Rosie.
I just want to bring up one more thing about Justin Rose, because I feel like Do you guys think Augusta should send him an exemption every year after he doesn't qualify? I mean, at
No.
this point,
No.
I mean the guy. I'm just asking. He's classy. He's come up so close so many times. He kind of epitomizes everything that maybe the people at Augusta would want. I mean, let's think about it. He took second to Sergio. I mean, do you think how bad they would want that to be flip-flopped?
Oh, for sure. But they're not going to do that, though. But here's the thing. You'll see him. I mean, he's 46 years old. He'll play there next year because he would have to have a ridiculous collapse to not be in the top 50 world rankings by next year because he's in the top. What is he like? What is he in top 10 roughly right now?
I don't know. With his finish this year,
he's exempt with his finish this year, so he'll play. At least another one, probably a few more. I'd be surprised. I mean,
well, he's got to be the top 50 too at this point.
Yeah, but he'll play next year because the top 12 go and he got whatever. So. Yeah, great guy. I actually feel bad for him. He's got second and third in this tournament like 5 times. He's got like 3 seconds and a couple thirds.
Yeah, but isn't that interesting? Like as soon as he got the lead on the back 9, he just could not commit to anything. His shot on 11 was atrocious. I mean,
the 3-putt on 13 was bad.
3-putt on 13.
Glove chip on 12.
Glove chip on 12. I mean, it's just like, he couldn't, It also talks about the fact that when you're a chaser on Sunday on the back 9 versus in the lead, how different that mindset is, right? Like chasing these guys that are chasing a little bit. Try to hold on. They don't try to hold on. They don't try to make another birdie.
That second shot he hit on 13 was spectacular. Especially considering the shot tracer made it look like it was 50 yards right, and then it landed right next to the pin. Like what was going on with the shot tracer? It looked like it was going to go into the stands.
That was a horrible shot tracer. Yeah, that was like I thought he was going to hit people.
Yeah. Okay, I got to ask you boys. Question: last guy at 10 under, my boy. I know he didn't. He actually played well. He just didn't make any putts down the stretch. Does Cam Young win a major?
I think he's.
I think he's too talented, right, to not win a major. I mean, have you seen they had his record on in majors on live from after this thing today? He has like 10 top 10 finishes in majors, a lot. He's finished second at the Masters. He's finished second at the. I mean, he's got a ton. He's in the mix a lot. Now he's putting better, a little more confidence. I think he's going to win one soon, if you ask me.
He actually kind of has a little bit of a Rory build to
him, right?
Either he's built like Rory. He's got similar, now he's a little bit better of a putter. I loved his creativity on the chip. Was it on hole? What was that hole? 8?
8, the par 5.
Like now he's starting to kind of, do some kind of unique things around the greens.
I thought he hit a ballsy shot on 11 under that tree with a 5-iron with the water on the left. He got it onto the front middle of the green. That was a gutsy shot.
But he's also has a great, he's got kind of the, they showed him going to the first tee, right? He doesn't touch anybody. He's just got this laser focus. He doesn't get super high or down. I think Rory can kind of get himself high and down at times. You can see his body language where Cam's kind of a steady guy, and he's got the firepower of he can absolutely go nuclear. I mean, the guy was 4 over through 7. Let's talk about that. You want to talk about what Rory, getting off to a slow start. I mean, 4 over through 7, and then he went, at one point he was 15 under after that. That's
he nukes it like on 15 today. No, 13. On 13 today. I think it was 13. He hit 7-iron from 220 over the green. Like he can smash it. He kind of walks like Dustin Johnson. He kind of struts around out there. My thing is, and you know what's kind of interesting, cool about it? I think it's not by choice. I think he's being forced to do it. It's kind of like Scotty Scheffler. He's a quiet guy, but he gets forced to open up when he's in contention, and talking to the media and whatever. And he's kind of getting better at it and they asked him like, hey, did you talk to Rory a lot today? He's like, no. He goes, nothing against Rory. I like Rory. He's a good guy, but we're competitors here. We're trying to win a tournament. We're not talking out there. We're locked in.
One more thing about Cam Young. He doesn't miss mass. He goes to church. Even on Sundays when he plays.
He's a church goer.
Good family man. Good.
Should have said a few more Hail Marys apparently if they actually work. But he would have won maybe. Okay, next guy. I want to personally give this guy big props because I've shit on him so many times in this podcast because I think he's boring. Colin Morikawa with an incredibly gutsy round of golf. Did you watch him walking around? He could barely walk.
Wincing.
It looked like he could.
Wincing.
He was
Yeah,
he was like swinging with like
over.
it was like complete arm swings. He was just flailing it around there and shot crazy low for a guy he made one. He even doubled the second. He doubled two. He made 1, 2. He made 7 birdies, including 5 in a row, with a broken back that he could barely move. It looked like
spinal.
I don't know if we'd ever would put gutsy and Morikawa in the same sentence, but
I wouldn't have until today.
Gritty came out of my mouth when I was describing him.
So,
yeah, I mean, he almost got himself back into this damn thing.
I will say that's how you become a fan favorite too. Morikawa kind of surly towards the media as of late, a little bit surly towards caddies, as we know, but going out there with a known injury and battling through it to a great finish. I mean, it makes you want to like the guy more, and I do following this Masters.
Yeah.
I was just gonna kind of add off, not Morikawa, but I was just, as we we're kind of going down here, I was gonna say, we talked on Friday that Sam Burns is kind of a guy that's gonna probably fade away, but I gotta give kind of him props too. He hung in there. He never quite just ejected himself, but at the same, he made some good shots and had some good holes, but I think, I guess kind of props to him for just, not completely leaving the leaderboard, but again,
he played great Saturday.
He did. Yeah.
Really well. Drove it well.
Not expected.
The driver got him today. He got squirrely with the driver today. Here's the next guy. Awesome. Again, big props. I think golf is better with Max Homa in the mix.
Took my name. All right.
Yeah. And Homa, shot 500 today, top 10, which is pretty cool.
And he'll be back next year. And he's kind of, in the last couple of years, shown that Augusta kind of fits him. He's
a good iron player.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of disappointed in Xander Schauffele. I feel like he did, but I feel like he just, God, when I think of guys that could play really well at Augusta, like he's the guy, like he's the mold of I feel like he should be up with the Cam Youngs, and the Rorys and the Scotties of this tournament because he hits a good right to left ball. He's sneaky long, flushes the ball, great little short game. I just can't quite figure out why he's been in contention, going a couple years back, but why he can't on a Sunday really give us a Xander show. I don't know why he can't. He's just kind of there. He kind of likes the backdoor top 10.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get there one day. He's too good of it. Like you said earlier, you need an overall game there, and he kind of has the overall game. He's probably just got to figure it out a little bit. I don't know. So that's the top 10, though. I want to point out that the guy that got 11th, Jake Knapp, this course, I think, actually suits him very well. He did okay there last year, too, in his first time. And he's kind of got a knack for Augusta, I think.
Pretty decent pick, Jake Knapp.
He might be a future kind of guy, to look out for at Augusta if he keeps trending the right way. He barely snuck by the Golden Boy. I told you the Golden Boy would play better at Augusta than he did at Valero. T12 for the Golden Boy.
Bro, I listened to he got interviewed today after his round, and he quote unquote said this: "I hit the ball better this tournament than I did when I won." Can it be? He just couldn't putt.
Yeah.
He had some of the worst putts from like 8 feet that I've ever seen. There's something there, and it's too bad because he's really excited. If you looked at him today when he finished his round, he does this. He wanted to play another round. You could hear his mouth it and say it. He wanted to go around. Can we go around again? That's what he said. So I think he kind of found something out there today, and it's just too bad that his putter didn't cooperate.
Yeah,
these other three names, T12.
Yep,
big deal for them. Koepka, Reed, and Cantlay and Day.
So here's my take
for next year's tournament.
Here's my take on this. I think it's kind of 2 positives and 1 negative for me. Koepka, another positive for him, decent showing again.
Yep.
Reed, incredibly disappointing on the weekend for how well he played on the opening 2 rounds. And I'm not going to put Cantlay as a disappointment because he hasn't played that well. He's definitely searching for something. You see how many range balls he hit this week? He was number 1, over 1,000. like 1,063 range
Jesus.
balls he hit. So he's searching for something, but he managed to hang in there and get T12. I mean, think about that. He hit more range balls in this week than we've probably hit in our lives combined.
Well,
That was you.
not me. Yeah, I've hit a lot of range balls.
A lot of time in the lab.
Well, he also was, he shot, he followed up with 77 with a 67. Like he clearly was playing a little bit better, but yeah, he's something wrong there. But is there anybody in the top 12 that actually really like surprises you though? Like if you look, what a leaderboard. Like I don't see there anybody that's kind of an outlier. Do you?
No, not really. I mean, it's
No.
all kind of, like I said, Knapp, Knapp's been good. Maybe Homa, I would say, just because of where his game's been at.
But he did it last year too, and he had the same
he
thing.
plays well at Augusta, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
so nobody
Day.
really. Huh?
He's had a pretty solid year though, but he's kind of getting older and
J
he's
Day?
got mixed results.
Yeah, but remember, old here doesn't mean bad. I mean,
It's true.
It's
And-
just one of those things. I don't.
It's true. There's a lot going
surprise me.
on in his head though. Reprimanded again for the second year. With
Yeah, but I want to
Ralph
give big props because today's look was money because he pulled up the terry cloth tour visor. Everybody loves the terry. I gotta get one. I gotta find a terry cloth tour visor that I like because those are the bomb.
Well,
but
and
he's
he had the Whitney, the knit.
yeah, he had like one of those
top
knit
going
polos
on
on.
with the
Yeah,
polo.
hell yeah.
It was solid.
He looked like he looked like something right out of Palm Springs. Like he just came out of Palm Springs for a round of golf at Augusta.
It looks like he should have been on the deck having
Yeah,
the
it
Azalea
was
versus
sweet, but-
playing the tournament.
Historically, the Australians play pretty well at Augusta because it's a very Australian kind of style course. Firm, fast, kind of a same kind of bunkering. And Jason Day is a really good chipper, pretty good putter usually. So I think Jason Day will continue to play well at Augusta as long as he's still playing decent golf.
He also hits a really high ball.
He does. Yep.
So
I don't know. I'm just going to list disappointment for me for sure because he's my boy and I put a bunch of money on him. Ludwig, T21.
yeah, he was blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had just a really bad back nine on the first day that kind of derailed everything. He was playing at the time where it was really hard to score well. He was in the afternoon on Thursday and had a terrible back nine. Obviously, battled back in the second round to make the cut. But yeah, even today, at one point he had it going. I think he birdied 3 of the first and then just kind of lost all momentum. So
yeah, I think I'm just looking at the guys from 20 to 40 right now. Wyndham didn't play very well on the weekend, but I think what you see in this range are some of the guys that just don't have the experience there yet. Chris Goddard didn't play very well on the weekend, but he's young. He hasn't been out there much. Michael Brennan, Scott Stevens. There's a bunch of those guys. Ryan Garrard shot 5 over today just to drop way down the leaderboard. They just haven't played there that much. But yeah, I don't know. Shane Lowry, humongous disappointment, shooting 80 today. Great for the pod though. Maybe we can get him on.
Lowry and Hantong Lee with 80s.
I mean, John Rahm shot 400 today and still finished at 1 over. What a disappointment. They asked him about, is he going to change his preparation? And he kind of admitted that he's going to probably have to think about how he prepares differently from now on for the majors and stuff. He kind of admitted that afterwards.
yeah, I'm so fascinated by this leaderboard and just all these guys that you're naming. The golf course is so cool in that way. It weeds people out 4 rounds. They can't quite figure it out. It's just the nuances of the golf course and the secrets behind it is just so cool. All these guys that you just knew weren't going to be there what it needed to be. You're not going to get a ton of random. That's the cool thing. You don't get a ton of random dudes that win the Masters, right?
No, there's too much course knowledge involved in this one. I love it. At one point in this tournament, I think it was maybe before the cut. I just saw it today. Guys from the Champions Tour, the senior guys were 34 over, and live guys were 38 over. At one point, the Champions Tour guys were better than the live guys, but that changed, of course, with Hatton. Hatton got her going now on the weekend. But at one point, they were Fleetwood, big disappointment. A golf course that should set up well for him. Obviously, the putting can be an issue once in a while, but he's a great ball striker.
Terrible weekend. Oof.
Yeah, really bad on the weekend. Maybe too much time with Frankie. Maybe Frankie was making him practice or something. Right on my boy, my guy, just totally nosedived on the weekend. He was in the top 5 on our Friday night show, I think, or top 7, and he was T41 to finish. Big nosedive, but again, it's first time out there. You got to play Augusta a bunch. Marco Penge 6-over. Corey Connor's really bad this year.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The only guy to shoot under par every round in this Masters tournament, one guy, Justin Rose.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just has that steadiness, He's kind of just steady, kind of goes about until he wasn't, but still made a bunch of birdies.
So
I don't know.
Hug Towley, 71, 69, 69, 80. I just
80 with a even par front 9. Shot 44 on the back 9 today. He's 16 on two holes.
Unbelievable.
Good old Hot Tongue. Yeah. So I mean,
well, any other just stories from the tournament in general? It doesn't need to be players, but just things or anything. Okay. Today we talked about the move back on 13. Rory has an 8 iron in. The move back. Cam Young has a 7 iron in. These guys are just. It doesn't matter what you do. They're just absolute.
They are. But I will say this, though. The move back on 13, I think, did help because Rory just smashed that one. Plus, he caught you have to catch slopes. There were, because of the firm greens, too, and guys couldn't hold it, there were a ton more layups, I thought, this week on 13 and 15 than you're used to seeing because of the firmness.
And they got to flirt with the creek more, right? If they want to get a little bit shorter, they got to be a little bit tighter to that creek.
Yes. So
it's kind of cool. Yeah, I agree.
I think moving the tee back has helped.
Was it one eagle on 13 in the final round?
Maybe. I mean,
it was so low, the ability. Yeah. And I remember years previous where you'd have multiple, and it could be the opportunity to really move the needle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Round.
I don't know if today's pin on 13 you could get a ball close. It's right on the front there. It's so firm.
Max eagled it. He was under the hole. I don't know how he got.
I don't know how it must have been lucky almost to get under the hole.
He was under the hole. I have no idea.
Because most guys hit the middle of the green, and then it bounds over, and then they got that chip that isn't too bad. But even that was fast. I mean, we watched Rory and Cam. They just could not keep that thing to stop next to the hole.
Which kind of makes people. Think of the guys that laid up. They could put it 20 feet past and roll back to have a 5. You could spin it back where it's like you go long and now you may not be able to get it as tight.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought the firmness made it a little cooler because there was a variety of things, instead of everybody just ripping at it and trying to get it up there somewhere.
This is the first year I have seen Augusta not green. A lot of patchiness, a lot of dried out spots on those greens, around the greens, a little bit of browning. I appreciate it. I like this firm, not completely green Augusta and these tough conditions because they had no wind almost the entirety of the tournament, and they still couldn't push the score much lower than previous years.
Yeah, and I think when it is firm, it really then separates your better players even more probably. When it gets firm like that. But yeah, they've been in a kind of a drought. I think it's the first Masters in like 15 years with no rain the entire week. They didn't have any rain. So it's been pretty dry there, I think.
I think we saw that on Thursday. Thursday was the hardest day. That was where we saw the bounciest, firmest. I've never seen more balls go behind 16 ever, or not 16, sorry, 15.
Yeah,
that I saw. Bounce. There's so many guys. I've never seen so many guys go in the water back there. You got to go. It's got to be at launch to get all the way down there into the water. That was kind of a new thing this year. Anything else from the tournament in general?
Yeah, I'm looking at a stat right here. Rory McIlroy only hit 31 fairways for the week, the fewest by a Masters champion in recorded history. He didn't drive it very well. It's not the lowest score, though. The best score to par when missing the fairway on par 4s and 5s since 2000 is Hideki in 2021 was 6 under, and Rory this year was 5 under.
Well, Rory didn't overpower the golf course. How many times did he have to lay up on par 5s because he wasn't off the tee? So it's not like he didn't take advantage of his length like you would have thought.
Yeah, he went to the 3-wood a little bit off some tees and some things, but. Well, and I think he was searching. He was hitting the driver so poorly. He was hitting it bad.
Well, let's talk Ray one more time here about what did you think of the whole ambiance of the winning putt and how everything transpired after he tapped in for the win. His
fine.
reaction, I mean, walking up, the hug with Poppy, and I think my favorite moment was the hug with the parents.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
I think that was my most touching moment because you could tell that he was really.
I wish he would have just made the par putt, because one thing I get why they do it. It kind of bugs me in these tournaments when it's like the guy legs it up there to like an inch, and then they go mark it from like an inch.
He tried to make it, but if he makes it, then it's awkward because then Cam Young still got.
I know, but still, like, I always think that's funny. Like, it's like there's actual drama here in this 1 inch putt. He could have blew it in with his mouth.
So that's a good question. Do you think Cam Young should have putted first there?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
even though Rory's out.
Yeah, then that's an etiquette thing though too. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal, but
it transpired how it should have. I'm wondering, do you just go get the old jacket out of the locker? Oh, Rory, we don't need to make you a new one. We'll just go get your old one out of the locker, put it back on.
Probably. I don't know.
So it's a whole new jacket. I'm gonna guess he's got 2 in that locker right now.
Oh yeah, they get a new one for every. They don't get to take it off the property though. They get to take it out for a while, then it's got to go back in there, I think, or something.
Now he's got a full new year. He can travel the world again with his green jacket.
So we did picks.
Yes, we did.
We did picks before the Masters. You could not pick Scotty, Rory, or Cam Young. I have the results here. I tallied up the prize winnings. Coming in third.
Oh Lord,
Jeff.
Oh.
$1,252,850.
My horses didn't show up.
Xander was your biggest winner at $630K.
Yeah,
he was your top guy.
And John Rahm was hideous, and
then Tim was second.
Yeah.
Won by about $250,000 over Jeff. 1.5 million, roughly, a little over that. You had your biggest winner was Knapp, $567,000. Reed and Koepka 427, and then I beat you by about $1 million. I had Justin Rose. I was a little over 2.5 million because I had Rose at 1.53 million, and I had Hideki at 427,000. Fitzy was 337,000, and Ludwig was 270K. So really, Rose won it for me, basically.
Isn't it funny that players 1, 2, and 3 in the world took 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
I mean, Rory's not number 1, but like just the top 3 in the world plays first, second, third.
Yeah, I mean the best players, played the best kind of. So I think the firm conditions helped that a little bit.
Well, speaking of the best players playing the best, are we done with Masters? Are we on to the?
Yeah, this is a great segue
of the weekend
because Tim and Mike went into the old triangle for an away game against the Monty boys.
Sometimes you never leave once you get in there. Yeah, if you listened, we talked. Do we actually bring this up on the?
I think we did last week. Yeah, on the pod.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we brought it up on the halfway point of the Masters episode or the last week's regular pod. But anyways, played in a best ball partner event called Swing into Spring at Monty CC. I've played it a couple times. These guys decided to give it a shot for their first time, and they performed. I got to witness live them golf their golf ball. I think it was a very impressive round that you two put together. I think you got a top 5, right?
We did. We took 4th. We bogeyed the last hole. We were
almost a clean card.
Almost a clean card. It was, by the way, people, it was like 40 degrees and cold and wet and rainy and shitty out there. But yeah, let's see. It was best ball. So we finished at 3 under with that bogey in the last. The winners were at 5 and we got 4. 2 teams got 4. So if we were just parred the last hole, we would have been a 3-way tie.
Well, you technically did par last hole. Tim tapped in for par, but he thought it was a par 5.
He thought it was a par 5. It was only a par 4. So
I thought it ended par 5 at par 5 on both nines. I was wrong.
I mean, everybody could always say they left a few out there. We definitely left a few out there, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, just like Scotty. If I'm Jason Sobel, you guys shot 3 under, but what could have it been? You didn't take advantage of the par 5s.
No, I was 3 under through 12, and I had parred all 3 of those par 5s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't. You had a couple lip outs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We accomplished our number one objective though, because on Friday night after you logged off first, it was just me and Timmy, and I said, Timmy, get to bed. We got a match to win tomorrow against the boys on tough, hostile territory. The crowd's against you. And we took it
Boy,
to it.
was
We
it.
punished them. It wasn't even. It
was
ended up being
bad.
like 5-3 or something.
It was bad. It was
We were
bad.
shaking hands pretty early. Although Jeff and I went down to the wire, at least on stroke play side,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it came
yeah.
down to kind of the last couple holes.
I don't like how he scored, but God, there's some promise out there. I've got a lot of good things. A lot of guys could take an 83 and find something good out of there. I've found I hit a lot of club face. It just it took a little while to get going. Conditions are tough, as Tiger would
Jeff,
say. Conditions are tough.
Based on the handicap that you had proposed to the tournament, I think an 83 in competition will probably bring it down.
Yeah, possibly. It's so
you
many
got something
bumps.
like 8 strokes
The
out
bumps,
there.
the insane amount of bumps on its home course.
I have went from a 1.9 to a whatever for whatever I'm right now. I just can't. I get in the middle of summer and then I can get those low rounds, but it's just I'm a very I need to feel and learn all the aspects of my game. And Tim, you haven't got me yet. You just wait. It's like Danny Hurley said. I said, you get me now, Tim. Get me now.
We sat there afterwards. You had to go, but we sat there afterwards drinking beers, watching the Masters with all these other guys that played the tournament. And when Tim and I actually decided, and I know Cam is listening to this. He said he would listen to it if he made it through the whole pod. We decided that we're the true winners of this tournament because everybody above us either played mini tour professional golf or like college golf. Like legit, like college golf. The two guys that got one shot better than us were both Division I golfers and both played some mini tour golf, I think. And here's old Timmy and I just out there, just gritty. Just a couple guys, just no competitive golf experience really, other than a few tournaments here and there. Just out there grinding away, hanging in there.
We're just naturally mutters, Mike. We get in the elements and we just score.
I think you guys got a comfortable pairing. That's where I don't think if you were paired with us, you would have shot that well, to be honest.
I don't know.
We had a competition in the competition.
Yeah, we had a game within the game within the game. There were so many things going on.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, it was cold, but it was fun.
Well, if you top 5, you almost got you almost get a not a free entry into it.
You got to run her back next year.
You got to run it back. I would think so. Yeah, so that's about anything else from the week. Otherwise, man, I say this every year, but it's really depressing the fact that you got to put the Masters to bed. You gotta close the book and close the chapter. But it's Sunday night of that is really hard for me because I think it's my favorite.
You're not jacked up for the signature event this week?
Well,
the signature event at Hilton Head where everybody hits irons all over the place and stuff at Hilton Head.
Yeah, I'll do it in, I'm sure. But I won't be as invested as I'm not going to walk around watching on my phone at a youth sporting event like I would be maybe.
Well, we only got about a month to go until we get another classic track Aronimink for the PGA Championship.
Yeah. So, well, anything else from you, Timmy?
Nope. Just happy spring to everyone. I am told this is the start of spring with the Masters completed. Doesn't quite feel like it yet, although it did today in Minnesota. But fingers crossed that rain starts to green things up so we can start playing outside some more.
Yeah. And in the words of Frankie Fleetwood, for all you out there getting ready to play golf now in spring, you got to try your hardest. You got to get out there and try your hardest, you know?
Hottest. Yeah, try my
hardest. You got to try your hardest.
Well, as Hung Tao Lee found out, boys, sometimes, you just can't quite. There's the big difference. If he could have just got in the clubhouse with that 79, he would have felt a lot better about his game. Same with Shane Lowry today, because it's a big difference. The difference between 79 and 80 is everything.